Morning, everyone. How are you? Hope your day and your week have gone well. We've got some nice sunshine out this morning. Not too hot. Yay. And just giving my computer a second here to catch up so I make sure I stay straight somewhat. There we go. And there we are. All right. So, what are we talking about today? First off, I wanted to tell you about a sale that's coming up August 5th through the 31st, or while supplies last. You know that rule. So the in colors are going to be 15% off, as you can see right here. But it's not just the solid in colors. It's also paper packs and all kinds of things. So when August 5th hits, go on to the website. Thank you for shopping with me, by the way. And just click on the sale items, and it'll run you through a whole bunch of different paper packs and stuff that we have, and different items and colors. So it's not just a solid color. Not that you can't buy, the solid ribbon and ring inkers and whatnot, but it is more than just the color family products. Okay? So there's some of those 5 colors in whatever they're selling. 15% off, yay, we love it. Enough about that. All right, what are we using today? I'm using some colored pencils. I'm using these 3 colors: Crumb Cake, Old Olive, Cherry Cobbler, and Early Espresso when I get to the next card. So let's stack those up. This is the Need for Tweed. Yes, Need for Tweed paper pack, which is an awesome paper pack. It's got, you can see most of the patterns right there. Let me see, where's the other darker one? Here we go. So there is those 2 as well, so you can get a bit of what those are. Okay, computer's always lagging behind, but I think that's good. Okay, all right, what else? That out of the way, that out of the way, those out of the way. All right, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to show you this, if it's just for me, but Stampin' Up has started doing a downloadable class. Awesome. It's got 2 different cards, and I'm going to show you what I did. So again, don't know if I'm supposed to show that. We'll just put it over there. All right. So, well, let me bring it back just for a second. So this is the card that they did. I did something a little bit different, and I wanted to show you side-by-side comparison. So I just changed the paper packet, changed the ribbon. I punched this out of the DSP paper, okay? And what I wanted to show you is how to line this up, because it is a 2-stamp process. The other thing I did is I didn't want it just flat white, and it looked kind of, I don't know, wasn't me. So I also added in this huge embossing folder. It's Forever Plaid 3D, and I believe it is still online. I also added, which is still available, the real red and white baker's twine. Okay. All right, so let me show you how I did that. I'll get this out of the way. I'll bring the card back in a minute. I'm just all over the place, aren't I? All right. So I've got some jars here, and I need my real red cherry cobbler, one of my faves, and it's starting to be one of my faves, Crumb Cake. And let me see if I can remember which is which. This one. So hopefully, excuse me, let me see if you can see these. No, that doesn't help. Does this help? Maybe this will help. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, this should be better. So one is the top layer, and obviously I can tell. I didn't clean that stamp off very well, did I? This is my red, and this is going to be my Crumb Cake. So I would just stamp them on a separate piece of paper until you know which is which layer that you might want. So we're going to start with the Crumb Cake. And sorry if my head gets in the way. Make sure I stay on camera. And we're just going to stamp that one where we want it. Okay. Grab some ink and get this cleaned off. Or I mean, a little Shannon. Okay. Close that up so you don't get in it. I don't know about you, but that works best for me. Now we're going to ink that up, and you can see that the whole gingerbread boy is inked up. And what I did is I just went and I matched up his tie and his two little dots. Let's see if I can do it from far away. And then stamped it. Tiny bit off, but I don't think you can tell too bad. I won't tell if you don't tell. How about that? So that's just a little hint on how I did that. And then there is a punch for this one. I love that these go flat and you just push them open. Now, something else to remember. Look at your punch before you do the bits that you want to cut out and put them to paper. Because had I put this on, let's say, I don't have a bigger piece of paper, let's say like this, and let's say I had punched it up here, show you what I mean. I'm very visual, so if you're visual too, if I had punched this up here, it is impossible to get up there like that. You can't do it upside down. So think about where your punch, which piece is at. And I always leave myself a bit of a tail to hang on to for when I'm punching. So I have something to hang on to. So don't make your paper too small either, okay? So then what I do is you can just press it ever so slightly to hold it. So I get it, and I'm holding my fingers down here for support. And I get it to where I like it. And if you just hover over it, don't know what that was, ever so slightly, then you can hold it there and use, whoops, unless you let go. Unless you let go. And then you can use both hands to punch it out. Okay? And the same thing with the top. So this jar you want towards the bottom of your paper, and you want your, what is that? The lid? Duh. You want your lid to be the opposite because you're going to punch it out this way. And then you're not wasting a whole bunch of paper. Like if I put it in this way, I'm not wasting a whole bunch of paper to do all of that and that. Does that make sense? Hopefully. If you're out there, say hi. All right. So, where'd my card go? So there, I'll let you have it for a minute, is card number 1. So again, hey Judy, thanks for watching. I added the texture behind because I didn't like the plain white. I changed up the papers, but these 3 papers are all in the same pack. So if you want continuity and don't have to think about the colors, then you can just grab whatever paper pack you like. Okay, and that is pretty much reminiscent of what they did, with a little exception. All right, the next card that I did, I decided again to go with another folder. So this is from the little 2-pack. It was online in May, so you'll have to look for it there. Glass and Garden embossing folder. And I love that this one, let's see, I don't know if you can see, it kind of stops. Okay, and you always know which is face up by the emblem. So if Stampin' Up is looking at you, then you know you've got it the right way. If you want it debossed, then turn it over. Okay, and that's only would matter if you're using two-tone cardstock that's a lighter side on the other side, and then you would want to know where your emboss or your deboss is. Correct? All right. Oh, and I wanted to show you one more thing about that last card. This is the Christmas one that's online, but they did have another one. So a little bit different. Same jar size, duh, because it works with the punch. And but this one has a solid, so you can punch out a solid one, where this one is the stamped image, like on here. Okay, and then cookies, gumdrops, Red Hots. You've got your St. Patty's Day, you've got hearts for Valentine's or wedding, you've got birthday, and you've got Christmas now. So great set of stamps. The other thing I used on this next card is a little cheer, which I used the Merry Christmas, and this one, rustic centerpiece. These were online, those last two. And I used this one, which is a cling stamp, the big stamp. That would be great for scrapbooking. So with this one, okay? And the card I made you is this one. I'll hold it up for you. I put some Wink of Stella behind it. I used that same paper pack, those same 3 colors. And this is what I used colored pencils for. And these little pretties, I had gotten a set, a brown box, and these were the extra little bits. And I've used them occasionally. And this is the brown box. I'm not sure if it's still available. It was little numbers that you could put little treats in and stuff, and made an advent calendar. And they're just the cutest little designs. So, you know, you're always going to have a few extra little bits. Let's see. There was, I think there's, oh, here's the other one. So this had 3 different little envelopes, toppers. And it came with everything you needed. Okay? So I wanted to show you that. And just go online and put in kits, or look for the shop and then kits, and it'll show you everything that's available. Don't forget to check the last chance items, because it might be there on sale. All right, so again, I did the embossing folder, and I could have went back and did the embossing folder on the other side, but I kind of liked it like that. Here's our look at what it was supposed to be. I don't really have the circle, but this kind of mimics my circle. And the words I just put onto this lighter piece and added this to kind of, because this image is also stamped on there, I needed to kind of put a little buffer in between, and I raised this one up. Okay, so there's your cuteness for the day. I hope you go and play. Christmas in July, why not? Oh no, it's August 1st, isn't it? It's August 1st. Okay, 4 more days till the sale. Yay. As always, which is your favorite? I did raise this one up, but this one is flat. Remember, when you're working with embossed texture, put a lot more adhesive than what you normally would, so that way all your corners and stuff stay down. Okay? Which is your favorite? And which one are you going to play with? Thanks for watching, Judy. See you next week. Everybody have a great weekend. Bye now.